Welcome to episode 1 of Lost in the Frame. I'm your host, Malik. With me today is Alex and Tachi. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Oh, just peachy.
Glad to be here.
Well, we're here. After much conversation, we are recording our first episode, new movie podcast.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tachi, we are no strangers.
Where'd
What?
we do that conversation, if you don't mind me asking?
Chili's,
Yeah, that's right.
God's
right.
place.
Not sponsored, by the way. This
Not
is
not sponsored.
Hopefully
Chili's,
sponsored.
Chili's is God's place and will one day be the official sponsor of this podcast. But I want it to go on the record. Chili's is where this was all birthed.
It was.
Tachi,
it was a beautiful birth. It was. Serene and peaceful.
We are not strangers to podcasts, let alone movie podcasts.
I am.
Right.
Tachi, how does it feel? Or Alex, you're new. Tachi, how does it feel to be so back?
Oh, we're so back.
We're so back.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I've been really excited about this and really hoping that we're able to achieve our goals and have fun.
That's what it's
and that's it.
about.
No third.
Alex, you're new to all of this.
Yeah.
How do you feel coming into our first episode?
Well, I honestly feel like the first couple episodes I do is all going to be just like a giant like imitation of every other podcast I listen to. It's all going to be like a front, and I'll finally get comfortable. So
Life imitates art.
yeah, you know, every crappy podcast I've ever been recommended, it's all coming out in this mic right now.
Good,
Were you
good.
ever recommended the crappy podcast of ours previously? The
Yeah,
Real
some guy
Guys?
named Malik kept sending me the link. It was really weird.
Did you ever listen to one of the episodes?
I listened to clips. I would jump around sometimes. I didn't really
Yeah.
get into podcasts, honestly, until like the last like year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
When work really started to suck. So, I probably shouldn't have said that.
This isn't a therapy session. We're here to talk movies.
No, in case my boss
There's
is
no way
listening
to
or
trace this back
something.
to you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm really happy. I love generating value for the shareholders. No, I didn't really start listening to podcasts until like the last like year and a half, like kind of not every day, but like a couple times a week. I'll
Yeah.
throw something
Yeah.
on. Besides that, it's like I throw it on if I was going like a road trip, but usually that would be like something about like Bigfoot or something,
Mm-hmm.
real, not normal. So I kind of didn't publicize that a lot. So
Well, I hope that this podcast becomes exactly that for people
Bigfoot,
because we're smart. We're smart dudes. We're going to give
Allegedly.
many great opinions on movies that everyone will agree with all of the time. And
oh yeah,
us three, we're always going to agree.
oh yeah.
Yes.
We never disagree. You'll
Never
hear
disagree.
disagreement.
This will be the hub for wholesome movie opinions, news, what have you.
We share the same brain cell.
We do. And so I thought it was fitting that for our first episode for introductions to do a draft of our favorite movies. And so what we went ahead and did, we've got 8 different categories. We're going to do a little bit of a snake draft. Why'd you make that face, Alex?
I thought it was 6, not 8. I guess I'm bad at counting.
You said you were going to wing some of your picks, so
Listen, that's what makes it interesting. I'm going to be the wild card, because I'm the new one.
Yeah.
You don't know what I got up my sleeve.
No, yeah, I can't wait to have a new personality thrown into the
gonna be
mix.
fun.
But 8 different categories. I think it's going to give a little bit of insight into the types of movies we like, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As far as the rules for a draft go, not many rules for this one, since we're kind of doing a big blanket umbrella of just our favorite movies. Only rule is no repeats. So sequels are on the board. You
Yep.
can do same director, or we can't say the same director, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I don't.
Okay,
But let's go and do it.
Cool. So I've got a wheel. We're gonna go ahead and spin to see who goes first. How do you? Okay, click to spin. It's spinning.
I'm going to pay you $1 so I can be first.
Damn it! I'm first.
Damn it.
Audit.
All right.
I'm auditing the draft.
Now I'm spinning again to see who goes second. And it looks like Alex.
Let's go.
You know what? I'll take the turn. That's okay.
Okay, so we're familiar with drafting. I think we've all played fantasy football. So in a
Right.
snake draft, first and third will get 2 picks as we go around the horn. So we'll go me, Alex, Tachi, and then Tachi, Alex, me.
Yep.
Cool. Damn it. I did not want to go first. Okay. I'm ready, though. I'm ready.
Spotlight's on you.
It is. Okay.
Right. First official pick
All right. First official pick for the first
of the
official draft
2025.
for the first official podcast. And I think, oh, wait. I should say real quick what the categories are. So the 8
Yes.
categories we're going to be drafting. We're going to be doing favorite director, favorite horror movie, a favorite from the year you were born, your favorite soundtrack, favorite animated movie, favorite rom-com, favorite comedy, and favorite franchise. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Sounds right.
Perfect. All right. So I think the one I'm worried about, I don't think a lot of us are going to have a lot of like overlap in what we're choosing, but I feel like for favorite soundtrack, I think we might have the same answers, at least like with somebody.
We'll
Tachi,
see.
I'm looking at you. I think like we might have the same answer. So I might do soundtrack first. That way I can get it.
Okay. Trust your gut.
Or not soundtrack. Sorry. Favorite score.
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 Yeah. Score.
Yes. Score, not soundtrack. But I'm not gonna do score. Actually.
Oh my God. All that lead up for nothing?
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just gonna start with the first one.
All right, what's your genre?
I'm gonna do favorite director.
Okay.
And for favorite director, I'm picking the Coen brothers.
That's a solid
Okay.
pick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect it.
Yeah.
You do love their movies.
I do. I think I remember in high school watching oh my god, I'm blinking.
You really love them.
Is it Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh brother,
Thou?
where art thou?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like it just blew my mind.
Mhm.
I love that movie. And if we were doing soundtrack, I would pick that for soundtrack too.
You know, in like 2 years, it's going to be really crazy to see which Odyssey movie is going to be the best. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey or Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh brother, where art thou was it set a high standard.
It is tough to beat. I mean,
It
unless
is.
Odysseus is singing "Man of Constant Sorrow," I think I know which one. I'm gonna pick.
If there's no musical number in Nolan's The Odyssey, consider it a wash for me. But that is my first pick.
All right.
What are your top 3 Coen brothers? Like your Mount Rushmore almost.
Mount Rushmore. It'd be Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Oh my god, that is actually hard to pick. I'll get back to you on that one. I'll have to
I
think
thought
about
one
that.
of them would be easy for you. Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yes, but the third is where I'm
The
stumped.
third one's the tough one. That's
yeah,
fair.
the third one's the tough one
Well, we
because
can put
because then you get to like, do you count like if only one of them directed it? Do you still count it as like I consider them as just like cohesive. So like they're both directors for Inside Llewyn Davis, but they both got their own solo directing movies as well. So
We can put a pin in that topic until like 6 episodes from now.
6 episodes from now,
Yeah, we
All
really
will be-
dive in then.
we will reveal my third favorite Coen brothers movie.
Stay tuned, everybody.
In the outro, you're going to have to wait.
The end
At the
seasons.
end. All right. So that's my first pick. So we
All
go
right.
to Alex.
So I am actually going to lock in my best film score because I'm terrified someone's going to pick it. And frankly, there is nothing that's even close to being second in terms of how much I love it and how important it is to the Alex canon. So with that, the second pick in the Lost in the Frame draft is going for soundtrack Tron Legacy. Daft Punk.
Dude,
Good pick.
good pick.
That one will, as much as I love, like, you know, Interstellar and Spirited Away soundtrack and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, you know, any of the iconic scores, you know, there's been some absolutely incredible ones. None of them have fundamentally shaped my music taste as much as Tron Legacies did when it came out. I was in 8th grade, I think, when that soundtrack got released, and I remember watching the movie for the first time in the opening scene where it's like, you know, Jeff Bridges is narrating and it's like the you know, the shot over Seattle. The track is called The Grid, if anyone wants to go listen to it right now. When that part hits, and you'll know the one that I'm talking about, like altered my brain chemistry and it was irreversible. Daft Punk is still my favorite artist to this day. And so like whenever anyone asks me, What's your favorite movie soundtrack? It's just instantly that one. And the fact that it did not win Best Original Soundtrack at the Grammy or at the Oscars, sorry, not the Grammys. Well, Grammys as well,
Hmm.
is probably one of the biggest travesties in the history of both those awards. And I'll
Who
die on that hill.
who was it? Who was it going against that year for
Ooh,
soundtrack?
good question. So that was 2011 Oscars Best Original Score. Chat, we're pulling this up right now for
Yeah,
you.
I super curious.
Tachi, you can make your pick while I figured this out for the people.
Okay. My first pick will be. Okay, so. Oh, man.
Going into this, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be super easy."
Yeah, I'm scared of this being taken, so I'm just going to go ahead and call my franchise,
Okay.
and I'm going with Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Good
Good
pick.
pick.
It is pretty much almost, a perfect trilogy. Each movie in itself is almost perfect. Really no glaring flaws, really fundamental to my childhood, and is just contains some of the best movies of all time.
Yeah,
And
man.
it holds up so well against time.
No notes.
I mean,
Perfect
it's
pick.
just banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
Like having a favorite between the three, you just can't go wrong.
That's also really hard to pick.
Mhm.
I remember watching, I don't remember if it was for my birthday or your birthday.
I think it was mine.
It was your birthday,
Yeah,
and you came over and we watched all 3 director's cut Lord
yeah,
of the Rings in a row.
that was awesome.
So good. How do you feel about The Hobbit?
I've seen those movies one time each.
Yeah,
I know that it was plagued by production issues, so I can't really be too harsh. But they're not my favorite. But that's okay.
that's okay.
We still have Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So
Do
good
you
fallback.
count that as the same franchise, or do you like split it in your head? Like the Hobbit's not the Lord of the Rings. I mean, we all know it is, but like,
I
you
split
not
it in my
include
head.
them.
I
Like,
split it
yeah.
too.
If someone's talking about The Lord of the Rings, like, I don't think The Hobbit.
hmm
I'm
It's not
thinking
like Star Wars prequels versus sequels. It's like
exactly.
it's like a
Yeah.
whole other thing.
Yeah, they're their own entities.
Alex, did you find it?
I did find it. So I'm not gonna walk back my travesty comment, but people are gonna argue with me about it because it was actually a pretty good year for soundtracks.
This
And it
was
was 20.
2011?
It was 2010.
10, okay.
I was wrong. So you're not going to hear that many times. So it's a good time that you hear it in the first episode. Show my humility.
Yeah.
But 2010 was The King's Speech, Inception, How to
Mm.
Train Your Dragon, 127 Hours, and the winner was The Social Network.
Wow. Against Inception and How to Train Your Dragon is actually
That's crazy.
That's actually a nuts category that year.
It's probably the most
So
impressive
stacked.
one, actually scrolling through like the years around it, because the one below is The Artist, Adventures of Tintin, Hugo, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and Warhorse.
Oh.
What
That
a
was 2011's.
sad
And
year.
I cannot, this isn't to say that, those were bad scores, but I couldn't
Couldn't
pick
tell you.
any of them out of a lineup.
So since I'm curious, how do you feel with The Social Network winning that year? Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Daft Punk is not returning for the Tron sequel to do the score, but they are.
So you kind of hit the nail on the head when we were talking about this off camera. It's like, if you're going to have someone do it and it's not Daft Punk, like it would be them. And I'm going to have to agree with you there. Because like for anyone who isn't like obsessed about Daft Punk, one of their shticks is they've never kind of done the same thing twice. So even though this second Tron movie was happening like in production for a while, it
Mhm.
seemed really far-fetched that they would do a second soundtrack. And also they retired. So and they were like done. But the I don't think there's someone better that could do it. Because the thing with Tron is, what really made the soundtrack was, I think it was such a great accompaniment to the insane like techno visuals that were on the screen.
Mhm.
And I think like the best composer right now is like Hans Zimmer. but I don't think he would do as good of a job with kind of like that electronic music as Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross would.
I
Now,
agree.
Hans Zimmer did help Daft Punk. He did do the orchestrals
Oh, I
for
didn't know that.
the Tron Legacy one. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, you know, it feels a little like weird saying like, oh, he wouldn't be good for it because he,
Yeah.
you know, kind of did it. But I'm really excited. I liked what I heard from the teaser trailer they released. So
Yeah.
I'm really interested to hear the full thing.
And for the
Awesome.
listeners, real quick, who are those two guys from?
9 Inch Nails.
Rock.
Yeah. What a crazy pivot. Tachi, we're back to you.
Yes.
Your pick again.
For the fourth pick, my second pick, I'm going to go with animated movie. And my
Okay.
choice, drum roll,
Let's hear it.
is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Good pick.
The number
Solid
two.
pick.
The
Yeah.
number 2 in that series.
Are they
That
ever going to
is-
release the third one?
We'll see.
Remember at the end when it was like, this
Next
is coming
year.
out
Yeah.
next year.
And they hadn't even started. Yeah, no, that was just one of the very few movies, and I think the only animated movie. No, that's not true. One of the few movies in my life that I've watched that I really did not want it to end. I was
Yeah.
devastated when the credits started rolling. I needed more. I had to have more. It excels in so many facets, and it's just beautiful to look at.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
It was
It was such a short 2 hours
incredible.
and 50 minutes.
It was. It really, really was. Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's a great pick. They
Mhm.
did just release like some teasers. I think it was like at CinemaCon or something like
Okay.
a week or two ago. What's the third one called? Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Beyond,
I believe. Yeah, they released like a few like still images of it. But I think it was 2027
Yeah, I think so.
release date, which like sucks that it's so far away, but whenever they announced like immediately after the second one that the third was coming next summer,
Mhm.
like, and knowing the work that the animators go through, I was like, there's absolutely no way this is coming out in a year. And I don't think anyone believed it. And sure
Mhm.
enough,
I don't know
been
why
pushed
they
back.
actually put that on there.
I don't know
Like,
why
I
they
know so.
tried. Like it's okay. We can wait. It'll be worth it. I think everyone will be waiting in anticipation.
What's going to come out first, the Batman Part 2 or Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Bro, I don't know. I'm scared the Batman Part 2 is going to get canceled because I just saw Discussing Film tweet right before this that Robert Pattinson is being eyed for a role in Dune 3.
Whoa.
He can do both.
He could do both.
He
should do both.
He should do both. It just
I'm trying to
it made
think
me
who he
very
would be in
excited
Messiah.
because that's going to be sick to see him in Dune. But it
Yeah.
also, I like in the background, I was like, Batman.
And
Like-
he and Timothy have acted together in The King. They were great.
The King is the only Xanadu movie I have not seen.
I watched it, and my immediate
Seen Hot Summer
reaction
Nights?
was that it was just fine.
Uh-huh.
But I think as time has progressed, I appreciate it more.
I'll have to check
I
it
think
out.
it's a solid movie. But anyways, Alex, your next pick.
Yeah, I'm going to lock in my franchise because this was another one I was scared of getting taken.
I'm scared you might take my franchise.
Are you going to try and take Star Wars?
No.
Because I'm taking Star Wars.
Okay. All right.
It's we got May the 4th coming up. And
Yes.
so I'm not really going to
Fair
dive
enough.
that deep into it because I can talk for probably a good 2 hours and 40 minutes by myself about Star Wars, but I love Star Wars. Always have. And as hard as Disney tries, always will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to go see Revenge of the Sith in theaters this month.
Dude,
And I'll
I
leave
would
it at that.
love. Yeah, I definitely need to be there. Have you seen Andor?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
have not.
god.
I have not
So
seen
Andor
it yet.
good.
I've
It is
heard
so good.
And-
season 2 comes out, I think, April 22nd. So
Yeah.
I got to
The
binge it
thing that I
before.
love about Andor, and this is what I think makes it such a great Star Wars TV show, is it's if you took away all the Star Wars elements, it'd still be a great TV show.
Yep.
If you
That's
set
what I've
that in
heard.
like 1970s, like Washington D.C. and made it like a Cold War spy thriller,
It would
it'd
work.
be sick. It'd be so sick. But it's it's Star Wars, and so it's awesome. But it's yeah. I'll save all my Star Wars takes for the Star Wars episode.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Back to me. For my first pick of 2, I think I'm gonna go favorite animated movie, and I'm gonna go with Surf's Up.
Excuse me.
What was that
I
reaction?
knew you love Surf's Up,
Dude,
but
Surf's Up is such a good movie because like
Favorite though, like all
Yeah, like,
time
favorite.
favorite.
there's a lot of favorites. And so it's like I'm looking at the list and I'm like, okay, what do I want to pick? And I'm thinking like this is our first episode. These are like this is kind of the introduction to us. Like what are we
fundamental
about?
to your
The fundamental, like what's a little bit fundamental.
Mhm.
And Surf's Up, I feel just kind of encapsulates that for me.
He stepped on me.
Like I think the comedy still hits. I watched it like maybe a couple months ago.
It does still hit. It's
Like-
actually it has aged so well.
It's
It has.
aged very well, and it feels, especially looking at a lot of like more recent animated movies that we have today, like it just feels like it's in its own special little place between just like blurring like almost a reality and just like getting lost in the entire world. And I just think it executes it very well. And so I'm going
Yeah.
Surf's Up. I'll talk. We could talk about our alternative picks once we wrap
Yeah,
up because I got
let's
a
do that.
few. So I would love to hear you guys' too, but that's what I got right now. Okay, so that was animated. Franchise. I'm gonna go franchise.
Okay.
And I'm picking Alien.
Oh.
Oh,
This is a bit newer to me because I saw the Alien movies for the first time like mid to late last year. And I just binged them all. And I think I've ran through it 2 or 3 times by now. I don't know. They are something special. Everyone knows that. Everyone's known that since Alien came out in like the 80s.
Mhm.
And I'm very behind on the train, but I get the hype. It's a lot of fun. I'm very excited for the Alien series coming on Hulu soon. I think it's flawed. It's not perfect, but I love it. And Prometheus slaps.
Prometheus was so overhated. It was so overhated.
All I knew about Prometheus before I watched it was how much people hated it. And my first thought when the credits rolled was, huh?
Oh.
This was perfect. So
Yeah,
I'm going Alien.
I watched the first Alien for the first time maybe a year or two ago, and I was genuinely shocked by just how good it is and how it's like stood the test of time. You know, obviously they didn't have the best, effects or whatever, but I don't know. They just found a way to.
I mean, I'd say they did. Man, we got to remember this is the 80s.
It was excellent.
Yeah, like I've got the like the DVD box set, so it's got a lot of behind the scenes. And
Mhm.
I love watching the behind the scenes of Alien 1. Like there's just so much like attention to detail in the craft that you just like don't see
Yeah.
nowadays. And that was like a lot of like the problems that people had with Romulus more recently. So I think it's just a good time capsule to see like how far you could extend filmmaking. And I think Ridley Scott is at the top of his game when he does that. So
Yeah, when they were like the set design when they were exploring the alien ship or whatever it was,
yeah,
amazing. It was so good.
Ridley Scott, like early Ridley Scott was up there with any other great director.
I agree.
I mean, you want to talk about like a generational run that like Francis Ford Coppola had. Ridley Scott also had a generational run. And he I feel like he's a little overlooked because of recent output, but even then, I mean, I'll still go to bat for him every single
Same here.
time.
I did not like Napoleon. But anyways.
All right, back to Alex.
All right, I've done 2 Disney adjacent picks, so I'm gonna go wild here. I'm gonna go just completely out of left field.
Get scared, Tachi. First.
Yes.
I'm doing favorite director.
Okay.
And I'm picking Sergio Leone.
Okay.
The known for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
Mm-hmm.
Fistful of Dollars, Once Upon a Time in the West. Generational runs. Almost every single movie of his slaps.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen one, and that is the Colossus of Rhodes, which was like a, what were they called? Sword and sand flick. You know, those ancient Rome, ancient Greece, movies that they would make like in like the 50s and 60s. It's the only one of his that I haven't seen, but I mean, he did lift a fistful of dollars straight from Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he basically put the spaghetti western genre on the map and influenced, the image and iconography of the Wild West, basically to give us the view of it, what we have today, give us that view. And but people obviously know him for like the really famous Clint Eastwood ones, but Once Upon a Time in the West is also an absolutely incredible movie. His work that he did with Ennio Morricone was always just in the best pairings between director and composer, and even his mob movie that he made, Once Upon a Time in America, with Robert De Niro,
Mm-hmm.
still an incredible movie, which actually has a funny story about its distribution because it got completely butchered by the studio when it was
Did it
released
really?
in America. Yeah.
I'm,
It's like a
I'm
3.5 hour movie and they cut it down to like 130 minutes or
oh
something.
geez.
Yeah. And so when it came out, everybody hated it because it didn't make any sense, which is fair considering like 60% of it was gone.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
that's my pick. He just in terms of like directors where it's just been like hit, hit for hit. There wasn't a guy who I think stands close to him in my opinion. Taken a little too soon because the most interesting sounding movie that he had in his pocket was the one he was working on when he died.
Mhm.
So, one day maybe we'll see something like that. But
Yeah, you're very big on westerns, and I'm sad to say that westerns is a huge blind spot for me. So I'm
Same.
I
not
can educate
so I'm
you.
not familiar with his work. So yeah, I'm definitely open to checking some of his stuff out.
What was the tie to Disney? You prefaced that with Disney, right? Or am I crazy?
No, I was saying my first two
His
were
first two
tied to
picks.
Disney, so I was like, I'm gonna go
okay,
way
okay.
out of left
My
field.
bad.
I can't have the people thinking I'm mainstream.
Mm.
Gotta have them thinking I'm the wild card. Remember?
The wild card.
Never
loving the
fear,
Wild
people.
West.
I am very mainstream.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
All right. So my third pick in the second round is so now that Star Wars has been picked, I cannot pick like any movie from that series. It doesn't really matter actually, but
Okay. I'd say so. Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll avoid that. Then I will go with, has rom-com been taken yet?
No.
Okay, so I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit. It's not really early 2000s, and
Well,
it's
we're not doing. I think we voted that we're
Okay.
not doing early. It doesn't need to be early 2000s.
Okay.
We just did. We're just doing rom com.
It's also not really rom-com either. But there are romantic aspects. There are
Okay.
some comedic aspects, but my favorite rom-comish movie ever is About Time.
Oh,
Nice.
That movie like rewired my brain chemistry. It hit me so hard. It was, I mean, the writing was, come on, it was so good. And the way that they structured the story, I don't know. Even if it was obvious building up to, the big reveal, I didn't see it coming. And I love that that's part of the story. It makes it so dynamic and interesting. I love that movie. I really, really love it.
That's a great pick. I believe you had recommended that to me a few years ago.
Is that or the other way?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Whoever did what, kudos.
Yep.
That's a great movie.
I was
Thanks.
sick last week and I watched it for the first time. And,
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah, dude. I was balling.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Same.
tough. That was tough.
No, that's a solid pick.
For sure. Well, thank you. All right. So I'm on the turn again. My fourth pick is, I'm going to go with horror. Horror has kind of been taken, but I'm going to go with the only horror movie I've ever enjoyed because I hate horror. I hate being scared.
You're going to hate October. We're definitely doing a horror themed month.
We
might even do one in July. Yeah.
Okay.
We could
We'll
do
talk
one
about that
now,
later.
actually.
Okay. So my pick for horror movie is Hereditary. You probably
Nice.
saw that one coming.
Oh, that was
Sorry, Alex. Yeah, genuinely the only horror movie I have enjoyed, like start to finish. I was so terrified, especially
Yeah.
the final sequence was like, please stop. Like, please end this movie. I don't want to watch anymore. But I also
very much
do want to keep watching.
I very much enjoyed getting to show you that movie.
Yeah, that I
It's
still, oh my God, just the other night, I was brushing my teeth, but the bathroom was dark. And in the mirror, I can see like the bedroom. And I just keep imagining some woman climbing on my wall in the darkness. And I hate it. But I love that movie. It's so well done.
I'm glad you love it. I don't remember our conversation on Hereditary, but it sounds new to me that you love it this much. Like
I'm
this sounds like news
Well,
to me.
I was say I'm personally shocked that if you don't like horror, you liked that movie so much. I mean, I love it. Like
Mhm.
I love Hereditary. I almost left the theater 30 minutes in.
Why?
You know the one scene,
Yeah. Towards the
yeah,
beginning.
about
Yeah.
30 minutes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um
Yep.
that for whatever reason was such a sharp left turn.
Mhm.
It was such a swerve of the car
Shut up.
that I was so caught off guard and I was actually so shaken up by it.
Yeah.
And I really was like, do I want to watch like the rest of this? Like,
Mhm.
and I powered through, and it hasn't gotten easier on repeat viewings. But I mean, oh my goodness, that movie is just incredible. There's something new in it every time you watch it.
Yep.
Yeah. It took me a long time. I don't know why, but I really wanted my mom to watch it because I was like, it's a really good movie, and she doesn't do horror movies.
Mhm.
And I'd finally convinced her to watch it one of the times I was visiting El Paso, but her rules were that we had to watch it during the day, we had to have the blinds open, and we had to watch it on a Sunday. So
Gotcha.
those were the ground rules, but
Jesus is gonna save you.
but we watched it. I mean, I don't know if she liked it, but it definitely scared her.
Fair enough.
I think I just chased the high of showing you.
Probably.
If I could be the first time to like show that to anybody, like I will take it.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't rewatched it since then, and I think maybe that's why I like it so much because it's still left such an impact on me.
Yeah.
I've just continued to appreciate it from afar, and just my memories and my experience of watching that with you, and yeah, maybe that's why I like it so much. But I never go out of my way to watch a horror movie ever.
Alex,
All right.
your pick.
All right, I'm up. I think I'm going to do. Let me lock in favorite comedy. I'm gonna do Animal House.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
never seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Animal House, when I was a kid, had a lot of mystique around it because it was my dad's favorite comedy. And so for 15 or so years, I heard again and again and again about how Animal House was so funny and I needed to see it. But I couldn't because I was too young. And then I finally watched it. And honestly, I always see it's like, oh, the humor hasn't aged great. I still think it's hilarious. It is so just like laugh out loud funny. It's got a lot of really stupid like college humor, but then like the clever jokes that are in there are insanely clever. And it's something that at least in my family is so quotable that it never fails to just work its way into conversation. I'm actually wearing my Delta House t-shirt as we record this. Because I
It's
am a
fitting.
member of Delta Tau Chi, and I do have a 0.0 GPA. And that is probably why it's my favorite movie or my favorite comedy movie. But
Good pick.
maybe it was the mystique behind it growing up, but it's just every time I watch a new comedy, I just compare it to Animal House. I do have a banger of an alternate for this one though. So when we do the alternate breakdown, we can talk about mine for this one.
All
right. I think I'm gonna go rom-com as well. I'm pretty sure this counts as a rom-com.
Did mine count?
Would we count About Time as a rom-com? It's a lot of things.
It is a lot of things.
I think I would. I don't know what you. It feels rom-com-y.
Right.
Like it's got the vibe of one.
Sometimes, not
But-
just like, and
But then it
that's
has
not
so
like
much more.
Yeah, like it's not a slight against the movie.
Mhm.
Because like when I think rom-coms, when I think rom-coms, I don't think About Time. But not to say that it's not. It is.
I guess it's
Just
definitely
maybe
more
not
drama,
in the traditional sense.
but maybe sort of the first arc is more traditional rom-com-y.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
Cool.
Anyways,
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
your pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go rom-com, and I'm going Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh,
Hmm.
I haven't thought about that one in a while.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. I could put that on at any time and just fully get lost in it. I think
Mhm.
Steve Carell is fantastic in it. Keira Knightley, like I wouldn't expect them to have the chemistry they do, but I think the movie's very funny. One of my favorites. Yeah, like I said, could any time of day just pop that in, and I always have a really good time with it.
Pop it in. Do you have a physical version?
I don't, so I
Oh.
guess turn it on.
Okay.
Next category, I'm gonna go a favorite from the year I was born. How did you guys feel about this category? Were there good choices for the year you were born? Anything that you're actually a really big fan of?
There were
Yes.
there were some good ones.
I was very scared that you guys would take mine, and then I realized I am older, so it doesn't really apply.
None of us are born in the same year, so
Yeah.
so we're okay.
True.
So for me, favorite from the year I was born. This movie was one of my childhood favorites growing up, and it also used to scare the living shit out of me. But I think it's been remade. Obviously, the remake is not nearly to the level as the original, but for my pick, I'm going Jumanji.
Oh.
The game
liked it.
that movie, it did used to scare me, and like
Mhm.
I remember the first like watching it as a kid and just being scared to go to sleep and terrified that I was just gonna hear like the thumping of
Mhm.
like the board game, like of it like waking
Dum,
up
dum,
or
dum, dum,
whatever.
dum. The drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I ever hear that, like I'm just running as fast as I can in the other direction.
They
But
were
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious to experience something like that. But I think Jumanji's a great movie.
great choice. Love Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll do favorite from the year I was born too, just to keep the theme going. There were a lot to choose from. There were some absolute bangers in there, and if you go and look at like what came out that year, when I say it, you'll be like, oh wow, like yeah, there were. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Saving Private Ryan.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
good
So good.
choice. Yeah.
That's perfect.
I
pick.
think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep.
I mean, the opening scene, the ending scene,
Mhm.
everything in between. That movie, it really can do no wrong in my eyes. It's just
Agreed.
such an accomplishment in war films, and it was just such an easy choice.
It's the best war movie of all time. It's so well done. I always watched it when it would like show up in the TV guide back in
Oh,
the day.
yeah.
Anytime I saw it, I would put it on.
No matter what part it's on, it just
Mhm.
yeah, that's a great pick.
All right. My next pick, I'm going to go with my year. Oh, also, what were your years?
1995.
1998.
Young Buck. I'm going to go with my
What is
pick,
your year?
1994.
Old ass.
I know. Don't remind me. My pick, I think, has some pretty stiff competition. 94 was a good year, especially for Jim Carrey. But not going Jim Carrey. I'm going Disney. This is what I was afraid of. I thought you were going to do something about this, but I'm going to go with The Lion King. It actually was
Solid.
close to being my favorite animated movie, but it being in 94 just made it so easy.
Yeah.
It's one of the most memorable soundtracks of all time, one of Disney's best efforts, and it's just a wonderful movie.
Isn't
I
it
was
so sad to see how great The Lion King is compared to what we have now with Mufasa and
Ugh.
these live action?
I can't say I love the live action adaptations.
Earth tones.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Gray
We-
sludge.
We still have the original in all its beauty.
I know, Tachi. I'm a little pissed you picked it because I was lining up an AARP joke, whatever you picked, and I can't do it for The Lion King.
All right, I'm going to go with my comedy. I wasn't really afraid that this would get picked. Well, you can probably guess
Oh
it.
shit. Wait, there's a big possibility that like we have maybe the same answer, but go ahead.
We'll see. My favorite comedy that has made me laugh harder than any other comedy movie of all time. Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
God damn it. Yeah. I
By the
had it on
Lonely
my
Island
list.
Crew. It is a true piece of art, and they use their brains at 120% making up those jokes, and I love it.
Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
It's so slept on.
It is.
Alex, have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I know.
It's a travesty.
do you like the Lonely Island at all? Like, is that like your vibe at all?
Oh yeah, I think it's
Yeah, okay.
hilarious.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, we need to have a movie night. We need to watch it.
That and
Yeah.
Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, Hot Rod's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you like Hot Rod, you'll love Popstar.
Yes, absolutely.
That's like a guarantee.
All right, those are my 2 picks.
Sweet. Back to Alex.
All right. Trying to strategically pick, and I actually think every single category I have left is you guys have picked one already. I'm gonna knock rom-com out of the way. This is a tough one. I don't know why I found this one so challenging, but I think I'm gonna have to go with probably Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh,
That's a really
a
good
good
pick.
one.
That's a
Yeah.
good pick.
The only part of that movie I didn't like was there's a joke in the end involving the son and the babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a little weird, you know, like
Didn't age well.
It did not age well. Like, I mean, the first time I had like seen it in full was way after like all like the Hollywood, you know, scandal stuff, Epstein,
Yeah.
all that, and then just boom, that one, and I was like, that's not great. The movie's still a banger though.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, he's literally me.
So hot.
Yeah. Oh, you
God,
know,
that's such a good pick. I love
and,
that. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Steve Carell,
Mhm.
just fantastic in it.
Yep.
I knew Ryan Gosling was going to show up somewhere here.
He always does.
Well, I mean,
He
he's
always
showing
does.
up on the third mic, so
three mics. He's showing up on 3 different
whoa.
mics.
He can show up on my mic.
Whoa. All right, we got a few categories left. I think I'm gonna go horror movie and then comedy. Horror movie was a little hard of a choice, I'm not gonna lie. I did think Hereditary, but I was like, let's cut a little deeper. Like what do we got in there? So I think for my pick for horror movie, I'm gonna go Green Room.
Never seen it.
I haven't either.
You guys haven't seen Green
No.
Room?
No.
What's the
Okay.
gist, real quick?
There's a room and it's green.
Yeah, let me bring up the synopsis real quick. The film focuses on a punk band who find themselves attacked by neo-Nazi skinheads after witnessing a murder at a remote club in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
Yeah, directed by Jeremy
Interesting.
Saulnier, starring Anton Yelchin, Imogen Poots, and Patrick Stewart. Anton
That-
Yelchin, rest in peace.
does
Imogen
sound
Great
Poots,
movie.
horrific.
Top 5 name in Hollywood.
I highly recommend you guys checking that one out. That's
I will. I'll put it on the list.
yeah. Put it on your
Alright.
list now. Watch it immediately, and then we can.
I'm watching it
discuss
right now, actually.
And then for that was horror. For comedy, Popstar was on my list.
hmm
I wasn't.
I had a
sure.
feeling.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sure if I was gonna pick it, but I had it on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm debating between 2. And these are like, I've got like 5 on here, but like the top 2 are kind of tough to pick. But I'm gonna go with my gut based off of what you said, Tachi, like just something that constantly makes you laugh, just like through and through.
Mhm.
The first time I watched this movie, there's a scene in it, and I don't think I've ever laughed harder. Like physically in pain, tears running down my eyes. I'm going with The Other Guys.
Oh.
And the scene
a good
is
one.
obviously the aim for the bushes. It's a
Oh.
very talked about scene, but the first time seeing that in a theater, to the cut, to them hitting the floor, and you're just like, wait, what? And then the immediate hard cut to the funeral, I could not control myself. Like, and it just didn't stop for like the rest of the movie.
That gag feels right up your alley.
Yeah, it's yeah. So that's what I got for
Good
comedy.
choice.
All right. I'm in a similar predicament with horror, where it's like I got 2 and my gut it's all upside down. I'm gonna do one that's really special to me. It's not necessarily my favorite one, but it'll always have a place in my heart, and it's the 2011 remake of The Crazies.
Oh, haven't seen it.
Haven't heard of it.
I don't know why, but I've seen that movie like 20 times.
I don't even know if I've heard of that one. Hold on.
It rocks. It's so good. It's got Timothy Olyphant in it of Justified fame, and he.
Hottie.
I don't know if you guys want me to give the synopsis of that one.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'll
for
hear the
sure.
synopsis.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
no spoilers.
I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna give you my my synopsis of it is a small town Iowa, really picturesque, little farm town, and people start going crazy, like really crazy.
Oh, the title.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah, like, and they call the people the craziest. No, but I mean, it's one of those movies that it doesn't actually do anything like groundbreaking, but there's some solid like kills, some solid blood and guts. The soundtrack is really good. There's like a couple just moments that'll always live like rent free in my head, and it was always like it came out like during like the zombie craze, and so it was always like a next step on kind of like the zombie apocalypse what if that my friends and I would all have. We would all discuss very seriously at the high school lunch
of course.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's not my highest rated horror movie, not even like close, I think, but I mean every time I'm listening like what are your favorite horror movies, like it's always in there. Like I think even my mom liked that one, and she's not like a huge horror fan.
Would you recommend? So I just added it to my watch list. So you said it was a remake, the original from 1973.
I've
Would you
never
recommend?
seen the OG.
Okay.
Never seen it. That has been on my list since I watched the first one. I've never gotten around to doing it.
Breck Eisner directed it. I have never heard of Breck Eisner. Oh, he did The Last Witch Hunter, the Vin Diesel movie.
Family.
Level Vin.
I added it to my watch list.
Same. And Green Room.
Nice.
All right. 2 more picks for me. I'm going to go with director. This one was pretty close. The tiebreaker for me was just more of like, I guess the impact on like sort of a cultural level, but I'm going to go Miyazaki. It was kind of
Nice.
It's not that his movies like are my absolute favorite. I mean, they're really great and I love them and I grew up watching them, but I think he just does a really great job of representing Japan, and I value that part of my life really highly. And so it's great that we have such a good representation of Japanese media through him. And I just respect how bonkers creative he is, because I could never, I mean, very few, I guess, in history could ever match his level of creativity. But
It is one of a kind.
yeah,
That's a great
so I'm
pick.
gonna go with Miyazaki. And for my final pick for the score, it's been a while since we did score, but gonna go with All Quiet on the Western Front.
No, you're not.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's still in my head.
It
Every
won't
day.
leave. It's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with, because Star Wars was taken. I think Star Wars has like the most iconic score. Everybody knows it, but I'm gonna go with a pretty close second. I think a lot of people can argue this, but I'll go with Harry Potter. One of my
Nice.
favorite franchises growing up. Super iconic theme. Love the books. Love the movies. So pretty easy choice for me as a backup.
Nice. Good choice.
Thanks.
Alex.
I like it.
Is this your last pick?
It is my last pick. If someone picked a director, am I not allowed to pick a movie that director made?
I think that's safe.
That's safe.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
That would have really thrown a wrench in this. Because my favorite
Actually.
animated movie is Spirited Away by
Great choice.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Nice.
Just gorgeous. It's actually probably a 1A, 1B between Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, but I think Spirited Away just edges it out.
Yeah.
Both of them are fantastic, and I got cooked so hard for dropping that favorite of mine in a icebreaker at work.
Really?
They
What
kept
happened?
calling it. They're like, someone was like, "Isn't that the horse movie?" And I'm like,
That's Spirit.
"Yeah."
That's crazy. That's an insane response.
One person stood up and defended me.
Wow.
Just one, and they were like, "No, it's like, trust me, guys.
That's
it's good."
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
that is
actually kinda
ridiculous.
shocking.
Yeah.
The haters were in full force. The
I feel like
Miyazaki
Spirited Away is
hater
like-
force.
Like a universally
It's-
loved movie.
I mean, it's top 30 all time on IMDb. It's not like it's niche or like I pulled out some like weird like weeb movie. Like no, like everybody's heard.
it's
of
a very
Spirited Away.
popular movie.
Yeah,
It's
Interesting.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Now,
great choice.
Spirit is a good movie.
Spirit is also a good movie.
Yeah.
Spirited Away.
That's a handsome horse.
A little too handsome.
A little too handsome.
It'll make me act up.
Hear me out, Jake.
That'll be the top of the hear me out.
It's like Diego from Ice Age.
What?
What?
Oh, dude, you said Diego, and I immediately thought of Scratch, the
The Scrat.
The-
The little squirrel
Scrat.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you said Diego, and then immediately like Scratch, just like doom in my head, and I was like, huh?
Scrat jump scare.
All right. So this is the final pick for our first episode and first draft. And my last category is favorite soundtrack. This soundtrack is
Score.
I wrote soundtrack and I meant to put score. This score is loved by, if not all, most.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's a pretty safe answer, and it was kind of hard picking this, but I remember buying the vinyl. This was the first movie score I bought on vinyl, and I was listening to it for like weeks at a time, and I would fall asleep to it. And when I saw Hans Zimmer a few months ago and he played Time, I ascended and I cried, and it was perfect. So my pick for favorite score is Inception.
Good choice.
That's a great choice.
Can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with it. I feel like it's a pretty safe answer, but I think seeing Hans Zimmer really solidified. I mean, Hans Zimmer is obviously just
He's one of the
one
best.
of the greatest to
One
ever
of the
do
greatest
it.
of all
Like
time, yeah.
when he played he was playing some songs from The Lion King. Also cried then. Like didn't expect that one. And it was the scene where Simba's talking to Mufasa in the clouds.
Mhm.
And he starts going, remember. And as he fades away into the clouds and he's running after him like, Dad. Just so good. But yeah, so I'm going Inception.
Good choice.
Great choice.
All right. Well, that wraps up our first official draft. What I'd like to do is just each of us say the category and our picks, and we'll kind of go around. We'll start with Alex.
Yeah, so to wrap it up, mine was director, Sergio Leone. Horror was The Crazies. Soundtrack was Tron Legacy. Animated was Spirited Away. Rom-com was Crazy Stupid Love. Favorite comedy was Animal House. Favorite franchise was Star Wars. And the favorite for the year I was born was Saving Private Ryan.
My director, Hayao Miyazaki. Oh my goodness. Miyazaki. I'm just going to say the last name. I clearly cannot say the first. Horror is going to be Hereditary. Year I was born, 94, is The Lion King. For score, Harry Potter. Animated movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Rom-com, About Time. Comedy, Pop Star. Franchise, Lord of the Rings.
And for mine, favorite director, I have the Coen brothers. Horror movie, Green Room. Fave from the year I was born, 1995, Jumanji. Favorite score, Inception. Favorite animated, Surf's Up. Favorite 2000 or not 2000s, favorite rom-com, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Comedy, The Other Guys. And favorite franchise, Alien. How do you guys feel about your teams? Because we're putting this to a vote.
Right.
Friends and
going all
family
the
will be
way.
voting on this.
We're going all the way. Team Alex.
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
Team Touch, actually.
I think there's strong teams all around, honestly.
I think we all had really good drafts.
Yeah, I'm excited. We should do this like once a month, and we'll have them like themed, and then we'll have more rules, and I think we'll get a lot more aggressive with it.
I thought you two would have more niche picks. So I thought, oh yeah, I've got this in the bag. But
I mean,
no, you guys had great picks.
No, I don't think so. Like it's like I said, it's kind of the introductory, so it's
Mhm.
We can't scare the hose yet.
That
It's
is technically true.
Yeah, what's near and dear to our hearts. Awesome.
Okay. So
Well,
alternates?
is it? Oh yeah, alternates. Yeah. Alex, you've been dying.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your alternates. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the two main alternates that I had was horror was The Exorcist for instead of The Crazies. And then for comedy, Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That would have been a really
pick.
good one.
Yeah, that movie. I was actually talking about it the other day. Just such a surprise at how good it was.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like Animal House, so quotable.
Yeah.
So many bangers that I use on a day-to-day basis, actually, because I have been having a doozy of a day. Sometimes those college kids, they come onto my property and they just start
Killing themselves.
jumping in the wood chipper. And then what's been said about what hasn't been said about The Exorcist? Like that's
True.
an easy one. So
Yeah.
Those are my alternates. Some of the other alternates that I had that were kind of way out there. I did have Miyazaki for director. I had Scorsese as well.
I thought you would go with Scorsese.
because I'm Italian.
Yep.
Exactly.
Racist.
Yes.
For rom-com, the other two I had were Love Actually,
Good pick.
and then one that is wild pick because I haven't watched it since high school, and it probably is horrible. But Sex Drive. I don't know if you ever watched Sex Drive.
I have
heard of
can't-
it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Is Seth Green in that one?
Yes, Seth
Okay,
Green plays
yeah,
an
yeah.
Amish guy in that movie.
It probably doesn't hold up. I'm gonna
Not
take a
at
wild
all.
guess.
But I for some reason in high school I loved it. It's not like particularly like dirty or anything, so it wasn't like for that. For some reason, like the story just like it like scratched an itch.
The story of Sex Drive is what changed.
Dude, I mean, I can't explain it. It's probably one of those like moment in time movies. And we
Yeah.
can probably devote a whole episode to moment in time movies where it's like this would not hold up if we rewatched it.
That's a good idea for an episode.
But that one just I'm scared to rewatch it. And I think I never will actually.
I think you should just leave it as a
I'm
as a nice
gonna leave
memory.
it as a movie I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And just the memories I had of it and I don't know, man. It had some solid needle drops in it.
Uh-huh.
It did. Some good, like seriously good music in it. I don't know. Maybe it was an all vibes movie.
You can't
That
beat
was
the
an alternate.
vibes.
That was like a
That
a
would have
seventh
been
round,
like an out of the left field like answer. Like if you straight up said Sex Drive, I'd have been like,
Same.
and Alex is off the podcast. Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to explain it. It's one of those ones where it was like I told it. I remember I told it to someone. They're like, "What?" And I'm like,
I think everyone has those movies though. You're
"Oh,
just like,
1000%."
like I know this isn't a great movie.
Yeah.
But I love it. And that's how it should be. Tachi, you want to talk about some of your alternates? Did you
I
have
didn't
much
really-
or not really?
I didn't really have alternates, but I was surprised by some of the snubs, like especially with director. I mean, there's really tough competition, like Villeneuve or Fincher or I don't know, just a lot of those guys that were really heavy hitters in the early 2010s. Yeah, kind of surprised that they didn't go, but it
I'd
happens.
probably give Villeneuve an honorable mention.
I had him as one of my honorable mentions for sure. I had him and also had Damien Chazelle.
I thought about him too.
Chazelle is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damien Chazelle is just like, give that
Whiplash
man
and La La Land, my
anything
God.
he needs. Babylon.
Yeah, Babylon smacks.
Babylon is so good.
I'm with consensus.
Let me see. What are some
Sorry.
other?
And Tachi's off the podcast.
This is just Malik.
Comedy. I had Pop Star. I also had
Yeah.
Hot Rod, and then a couple others were Game Night and Nice Guys.
Oh, Game Night. That's so good.
Nice Guys. I like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nice. There's Ryan Gosling again. Nice Guys is
You
it's one
could
of
have
my
gone with
favorite
the nice
performances.
guys and you went with
Yeah.
the other guys.
That's true. I was gonna
Oh.
pick the guys.
Looks for the guys.
Franchise. I did write Mission Impossible
Oh, that would have been
and
good.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yes.
Shocker.
So that was a pretty hard one, but yeah. Other
Mhm.
than that, not many other alternates. I did have Hereditary for horror movie, but also Before Sunrise came out the year I was born, and that is
That
a
didn't make
movie
the cut.
I very much love. Jumanji's got a deeper cut
That's
like,
true.
in my
That's
heart.
true.
Like that's a childhood movie, you know. So it was hard to pick between the two, but
Jumanji's all fundamentals.
yeah, exactly.
Before Sunrise is the flashy superstar, but you know, Jumanji's in the trenches.
Yeah, exactly.
I think kids just hate Ethan Hawke.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think he's done anything that's for kids.
The Black Phone.
What's that?
Is
that a kids' movie? Oh.
where he attacks children?
See what I mean?
So I guess you're not wrong.
I gotta research this now. Ethan Hawke.
You're
movies he's
Googling,
made.
does Ethan Hawke hate children?
Do
He was
children
in
hate
Bat
Ethan
Wheels,
Hawke?
apparently. I don't know what Bat
In-
Wheels is, but he was in it. Looks like a
Hmm.
Batman related.
Cool.
Wait, real quick.
Well, I think.
What's
Oh yeah.
what's the best Alien movie? Because I don't.
What's the best Alien?
yeah,
movie?
like what's your favorite out of the series?
Prometheus.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen Romulus and I haven't seen Prometheus since probably it came out, but I
Worth a
still
rewatch.
I think the first or the second are probably my favorites.
I do love Alien too.
Mhm.
There's honestly, it's like Mission Impossible. they're all good. There's no wrong order in how like you rank your favorites.
Except Fallout's the best.
Dude, I got Ghost Protocol above Fallout.
What?
Yeah, that's like one of my hot takes.
That
It's
is a
going
hot
around on
take.
Twitter. People are posting their rankings of Mission Impossible, and Fallout's obviously in a lot of people's, but I'm like, Ghost Protocol for some reason. I was like, hell yeah. Fallout is number 2 though.
Okay, fair enough.
Cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up. We've
All right.
It does.
successfully drafted our first draft. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Well, I'm real excited for future drafts. I think there's a ton of ground to cover and a lot of
Yeah.
hot takes to provide.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have more drafts. We're gonna have obviously movie review episodes.
Mm.
But I think there's a lot coming down, and I'm excited to see where we take everything. All right. Well, that about wraps it up. We will see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks
All
for
right.
Bye.
listening.
Yeah, thanks guys.
See ya.